Hi, let's take a look at your MT6 LT6 affirmation. Off your assignment, I'm going to start by reviewing the Venn diagram of all of our quadrilaterals. So what happens is, I'm going to make this Venn diagram, and this is going to represent all of our quadrilaterals. Too close there, okay? So this is the quadrilaterals. Now, a lot of quadrilaterals turn out to be parallelograms, but not all of them. Some quadrilaterals are trapezoids. Some trapezoids are isosceles trapezoids. Some parallelograms are rectangles. Some parallelograms are rhombus. Not all, but some. If a shape is both a rectangle and a rhombus, it's a square, which I'm just going to use a capital S. There is your Venn diagram showing all of them. Now we can use that Venn diagram to answer our questions. Every quadrilateral is a rhombus. We can see that is definitely not true because here's our quadrilateral. Some of them are rhombuses, but not all of them. So that one would be false. Every rectangle is a rhombus. And once again, that's false. We can see because here's a rectangle. Some of them are rhombus, but not all of them. Every rhombus is a quadrilateral. Well, look at a rhombus. That's underneath the quadrilateral, isn't it? So if it's a rhombus, it must have four sides, so it is a quadrilateral. Every rectangle with four congruent sides is a square. Well, if we take a look at our properties here that I've listed, a rectangle has two pairs of parallel sides, four right angles, and the diagonals are congruent. They didn't put that one in there. I'm going to. I grabbed this picture off the internet because it looked pretty cool, but I just noticed that. Now, if it has all congruent sides, that's a rhombus. So a shape that's a rectangle and a rhombus is a square. So yes, every rectangle with four congruent sides would be a square. Let's take a look at another type of problem you're going to come across. We want to classify this. A square. Does a square have all congruent sides? And this is the one where you didn't mark this, but yes, it does. So a square has all congruent sides. Does it have four right angles? Sure it does. Does it have two pairs of parallel sides? Yes, it's a parallelogram. One pair of parallel sides would just be a trapezoid, so we're not going to click on that one. A parallelogram now. Does a parallelogram have all congruent sides? No, it doesn't. It has one pair of sides congruent. Two pairs of opposite sides congruent. Let me write that down here because it's not on there. So it has two pairs of opposite sides congruent, two pairs of opposite angles congruent, the adjacent angles are supplementary, and the diagonals bisect each other. We know all of that about a parallelogram. Which means this is true for a rectangle, rhombus, and a square because they're all parallelograms. But it doesn't have all sides congruent. That would be a rhombus. Does it have 4 right angles? That would be a rectangle. It does have 2 pairs of parallel sides. Then for a trapezoid, for a plain old trapezoid, it has 1 pair of parallel sides. The only way for an isosceles trapezoid, you have the diagonals congruent. They won't bisect each other, but in an isosceles triangle or trapezoid, the diagonals would be congruent. Now, I've opened up that affirmation for you, so let's complete that.